Hey everybody, it's Coach Jason. Hope you're doing well. I want to go over a 4-week final cycle. Okay, now I mentioned tapers and this peaking and tapering and all that stuff, and it's discussed in many different ways. There's a lot of different ideas and philosophies about it. But in over 20 years' experience, I've definitely learned that periodization is important. It's not only important going up, but it's important going down as well. So whether you're adding volume or intensity or so on and so forth, there's consistency in every training block that you do, or every training block that you have your athletes do. So I want to go over today a 4-week kind of championship 5K kind of taper. Okay, I'll mention a few points too. My philosophy is rather than dropping volume every week, okay, let's say you want to go from 60 to 40, right? Instead of going like 60, then 53, then 46, then 40, just drop it down to 40 for the 3 weeks, okay? And let the athletes adapt to it, okay? Adapt to the volume. Adapt to the volume, adapt to the volume. Because if you're changing something every week, even if it's a volume drop, sometimes there's not enough time for you or your athletes to adapt to that change. So by dropping it and then leveling off and then putting in the finishing touches of the training, you'll be in a good position to run really well when it counts the most. Okay, there's a lot of stuff behind that's provided you've done a lot of the things that you need to do up to that point, which enable you to do that. But this is a good way of doing it. And I want to go over a midweek workout. Let's say you go Tuesday, Friday for a workout. I want to give you 4 straight weeks of Tuesday workouts that you can do to really, really put yourself in a position to run your best 5K. Okay, so 4 weeks out. Okay, look at my training book here. It's a 1 mile at your goal 5K pace. Okay, let's just say the goal is 18:45, 6 minutes per mile. Okay, so you're running a 1 mile in 6 minutes. Okay, and then you're going to take a 6 to 8 minute active recovery, and then you're going to do 3 times 800 meters with a 2-minute recovery at sub 5K pace. Okay, and let's just say for this instance, if the mile's at 3 minutes, it's 6 minutes, then the 800, so let's say a 550 pace. So the 800 will be a 255, okay, with a 2-minute active recovery. That's 4 weeks out. 3 weeks out, you repeat that mile at your goal 5K pace, but now you do it minus 3 to 5 seconds. Okay, so let's say now you're running 555 for that mile. Okay, then you're taking 6 to 8 minute active recovery. And then on the back end, you do 2 800 meters, 800 meter efforts with a 2-minute recovery. Again, that's slightly faster than you did before. So if you were 255 before, now they might be between 250 and 252 this time if you can. Okay, but a couple seconds faster, 3 to 5 seconds faster for the 800 meter reps, and we've cut 1 rep back. Okay, that's 3 weeks out. 2 weeks out, 1 mile again at your goal 5K pace, but now it's minus 6 to 8 seconds. So now you're talking, between 554 and say 552, or you get as close to 550 as you possibly can. Okay, 6 to 8 minute active recovery. It's always active recovery, and then you do a hard 800 meter. Let's say a 3K pace. So let's say it's sub 250 for the 800 meters. You take a 2-minute recovery, and then you do 1 fast 400. Okay, as fast as you can run for the 400. Okay. Then championship week. Let's say the race is that Friday or Saturday, and it's a 5K. 1 mile time trial. Okay, I've mentioned this in a whole bunch of other videos. I'm going to put it in the description down below as well for a 1 mile time trial. What it tells you about your fitness and how you can use one at the beginning of the season and then repeat it at the end of the season. You can see how well you've progressed or how well your athletes progressed. It'll give you a lot of data moving forward. It'll also tell you how ready you are to achieve your goal 5K. Okay. After the 1 mile time trial, take about an 8-minute active recovery, and then on the back end, just 4 by 200 meter efforts with a jog equal recovery at mile pace, which you just ran essentially for the mile. So let's say you ran a 530 per mile. Okay, let's say 520 per mile. Make a nice even number. The 200s will be in 40. Okay, which is an 82nd per lap. If it's 530, then 41ish for the 200. Okay. And that's what you do about 4 days out, 3 days, and you have 3 easy days before the race. So that's a 4-week cycle. Okay, I wanted to show you that because I wanted to show you the consistency. There's a consistency in the workout pattern, but the back end changes a little bit. There's always a mile in the beginning. Okay, and then it's some form of recovery, and you're doing 800-meter efforts, and then you're cutting back the volume of the 800-meter efforts per week, and you're kind of transitioning it over into something a little bit shorter and faster until your race week, and you run the miles as hard as you possibly can. Okay, I'll put a video down below. If you want to learn more details about this, by the way, if you want to learn more details about fully detailed training programs or how to kind of structure your training, and you haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification next to it. Check out all the videos that I have out here already, and I put a bunch in the description down below, so check those out as well. But also hit the notification so you don't miss videos I'm going to be putting out moving forward. If you're a runner or an athlete and you just want to get better, you want your athletes to get better, you want to learn and see fully detailed programs without anything left out, this channel is for you. Okay, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I want to turn this into one of the best running channels out there. Not only the content, but I want it to help as many people as possible as well. My goal is to make a big impact on the running community, and I'm doing it with over 20 years experience as a coach and 25 years experience, or almost 30, as a former coach and a competitor. I've competed and coached at the high school, college, and post-collegiate level. I'm USATF certified. I'm also a Wharton certified musculoskeletal flexibility therapist. So I'm here to help you get faster and stay healthy while you do it. So let me know what you think of this, okay, with this cycle. If you have insights of your own, different ideas, put them in the comments down below. I learn from you folks as much as you'll learn from me, okay? I want to know what you think either way, and I encourage you to, consider this if you're not doing something like this already. I have used this on a lot of athletes with a lot of success at every level, okay? My next video, I'm going to do a 4-week championship cycle for the 10K. Okay, I want to know what you think there. And if you want me to do anything else, if you want to do me a 4-week championship taper for an 8K, for an 800, a mile, a half marathon, put them in the comments down below. Just let me know. I'll be happy to do it. Okay, and put out a cycle for you. But other than that, I appreciate your support. Be safe out there. Look out for each other. Run smart. Talk to you soon.